Hey everybody, how are you? It's Peter again for MLB Trade Rumors and Discussions. It is Saturday, January 25th, 2020. Keeping this going every single day for the rest of the year, just like I promised you guys. As you can see, I'm in my recliner today. I think I'm going to do this all the time now because one, it looks better, it's cooler, and I'm much more comfortable, which is the most important. I'm home alone today, so it's usually hard for me to do it. That's why I'm always in like my room or something because I have a big family and they're always here. I got my girlfriend. She's pregnant. We're due in a couple weeks. I have my son, and she has 2 kids. So it's a big family, which is always beautiful. Anyway, so what I want to talk to you guys about today, which is very interesting, is I'm a huge Diamondback fan, as you guys know a million times, and I know a lot of you guys are who comment. And the Diamondbacks are, if you've seen, are interested in Brian Dozier. And I've mentioned to you guys a lot of players that I would love, right? And you guys told me who you would like. And then I also said to myself, if Ketel Marte goes to center field, what infielder can we get, right? And I talked about this with you guys before. Scooter Gennett maybe was one of them. Ben Zobrist would have been a nice clutch veteran to have. So a lot of these guys that, that would be the last case, hoping that didn't happen. So the fact that now they're interested in Brian Dozier doesn't mean they're getting him. I was just thinking, well, two things, right? One, I'd rather Kevin Pillar because he can play center field. Marte can go back to second base. He still can hit you 20-something home runs. He's going to be a better hitter for average than Dozier. That was just my opinion. Dozier, if you remember, in 2016 and 17, hit around 76 home runs in 2 years, right? He hit 42, I believe, in 16 and 34 in 17, batting around 260 to 270, which is not bad, right? For a second baseman back in the day, who only hits 10 to 15 home runs, you're getting a second baseman that hit 35 to 40. Great fantasy player if you need a second baseman. However, I was worried yesterday if the Padres were getting Mookie Betts and David Price. So if you looked at Brian Dozier's last couple of years, it's just been really bad, right? So in 2018, he went from Minnesota. He was only, I believe he was batting like 220 something at the time. And then he got traded to the Dodgers. And I kind of throw that out the window. You know what? He got off to a quick start and then batted 1 something for the rest of the year. I don't think he was getting enough consistent time. He was batting 8 sometimes, with the pitcher behind him. Probably wasn't getting pitches. So don't look at those numbers completely. That's a little bit off. I don't buy into that. Let's look at last year when he went to Washington. Not an easy ballpark to play in, right? I believe I have the numbers here. He had 20 home runs and he batted 235. Okay? Better year, not bad for that ballpark. For us Diamondback fans, let's say they got him. They'll get him for cheap, and Hazen is great with this. If they get him and he turns out to have, it's only 2 years removed from a 271 average with 34 home runs, right? Sorry, I remembered it, but I wasn't too sure. 271 with 34 home runs in 2017. Only 2 years removed from that. I tell you, throw out the year after that when the Twins and the Dodgers. Don't worry about it. Last year improved a little bit. Now you put him in an Arizona ballpark, good clubhouse. Probably will hit you 28 to 30 home runs if he plays consistently. But honestly, I'm not sure if I rather Rojas playing or if I rather them bring up Young. I don't know if not putting our prospects in is worth Dozier. But you can give him a shot if they get him, right? I'm not loving it. I'm just a little saying if Mookie Betts goes to the Padres, which is getting closer and closer, if he goes, what are we gonna do to counter that? And I don't think that's the answer. And what I'm worried about is that maybe they're gonna wait a year, Hazen, to see how this goes until all the money gets off the books. But I'm thinking, when are we gonna get that big player in the middle of the lineup, right? Goldie was it before. The Diamondbacks last year, and we remember this. This is where I want to say they're going to get better. I told you they can win the division. We don't need a big guy. We don't. But if the Padres go out and get guys like Mookie Betts and Price, then we will need to get somebody. We will need to get someone in the middle lineup. I said before I would have loved Castellanos, but there's nowhere to put him. I get that. Right? They don't want to put him back at third, and he's just probably a really bad defender for that reason, because you could have moved Escobar to second, because for me, Hazen, not sure why they wouldn't want to go after him. Okay? And then Chris Bryant, he may just cost too much for them, and not just money-wise, maybe prospect-wise. Maybe they don't want to do it. You never know. I just feel that, I don't know if Dozier is worth pushing back guys like Rojas, you know? And I get weird with guys, and I love Calhoun because he's going to do well in Arizona, right? But I'm looking for others like, they're like 230 to 250 hitters that hit a lot of home runs, and it'll do well. But I want that bopper, that 320 hitter, like that J.D. Martinez back then, right? Like that guy who's just going to be in the middle of the lineup. You're going to go, shit. Goldie wasn't it. Goldie was not it. Goldie was a good ball player. You see what I was talking about in St. Louis, right? They moved him. They had something, and he only batted 270, right? And it's just not, he's not that guy. He's not that, here comes this person, because you can pitch around them. I'm looking for a guy that's just going to be there, that's going to be that solid foundation, that's going to hit for average too. We're looking for that 300 guy, because Ketel Marte and Eduardo Escobar are not the big, huge guys that you're looking at, right? Those guys they hit 30-something home runs, but we're looking for somebody in between. That's why I said Castellanos, right? Ozuna's going to the Braves now. Think what Ozuna's going to do for the Braves, because you got Freddie Freeman, who is that guy, but now, remember, if Freddie Freeman had no protection, what did they do to Freddie Freeman? Pitch around him. Joey Votto got that same treatment, which is why Votto don't hit for power as much anymore. Votto takes walks. It's great, but it's because he won't swing at bad pitches. But that's what happens when you don't protect your big-time hitters. You need to protect these guys. So Peralta, I see all this happening great for Arizona, right? I'm not complaining. If you did add Dozier, again, 1 through 8, 25 home runs at least can hit you, except with the exception of Nick Ahmed. Okay? I'm just hoping Hazen just counters that the Padres see this thing. The Padres know that they are 1 or 2 players away from being very scary. I don't like Machado, and he's not the guy to turn your franchise around. But you put some guys in like Mookie Betts, and you got Tatis already, and you got Hosmer, then Machado is a fantastic player, and we all know that. Right? So I don't want to keep wasting time here. I don't want to keep going for these lightning in a bottle guys all the time. And Dozier is a good ball player, and if he turns out to have a couple of years ago his year, then we got to steal. If we're getting him, I'm not saying, I'm just playing, let's just play the game if we get him. So I'm really more interested in hearing the Diamondbacks are right there for Castellanos. Because look at the Reds. The Reds got Moustakas. The Reds got Wade Miley. The Reds got the guy from Japan. They see this opportunity that the Cubs are gone, that they're going the wrong way. They see the opportunity the Pirates are done, right? That St. Louis is going to be the only team really that's going to be the team that they're going to get that can challenge them. So they're going to go after that. The Reds are making a very smart move. They know the Cubs and Pirates are not there anymore. A few years ago, the Cubs and Pirates were the teams, right? You were scared of the Cubs. You definitely were scared of them. No more. There's no more scared. They're just going backwards. So right now, the Dodgers are the scary team. But there's room. There's room to do something. And the Diamondbacks were going to be that team. But the Padres are looking to make that one move. And I really hope not. I hope Hazen jumps in and says, you know what? No. We got Bumgarner. We're going to go and we're going to just go after this. We got the prospects. We got everything. So we'll see what he does. But tell me what you guys think of Brian Dozier, because it's just an interesting move. It really is. He may just, if he does come on the team, turn out and then hit 30-something home runs, and we're just like, wow. But if he's going to sit 8th in the lineup, or 7th, I'm not too sure about what's the point, right? I'm looking for somebody who's going to sit 3rd or 4th, whatever, just go, is that Castellanos coming to the plate? Shit, who's behind him? Peralta? Oh man. Marte's before him? Escobar's before him? Who you pitch to? You know, I'm not looking for just like, you know, guys where you just like, they go on this 1 month of great and then all of a sudden the next month they bat 1 something. When Dozier was in LA, when he was batting 8th most of the time, what he bat 140, you know? It just didn't look right to me. It just doesn't fit. You know, I'm looking for something, you know, to hit us, to get us going. It's about time us Diamondbacks fans get what we deserve and just have a bunch of good years and start. You want to sell out the place? You want us to overtake the LA fans? You got to put the team on the, literally there. The last couple of years, 2 years ago, we were just 500. Last year, we overachieved for sure. And I can tell you, we're going to be great. But don't let, you know, one move or a little bit of money mess that up. Because, you know, when you have a chance to strike, you strike. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll talk to you soon. And let me know about the recliner. Take care.